These are the best shadows you need to be using. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman come with you today with a shadow army tier list. So guys, we got enough shadows, I feel like, that we can talk about which is the best shadows in the game, the ones that you need to be using, the ones that you don't need to be using, the ones that you should be extracting but not upgrading. But before we get into any of that, make sure you guys leave a like on the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all the other good stuff, and join that Discord server, the NoGoodEman Mafia. Now, let's talk the shadow army. So we got 5 tiers here to talk about. We got S rank, we got A rank, we got B rank, we got C rank, and we got D rank. Let's start off in S rank. I'm going to go ahead and throw our boy Tusk in there. Now, Tusk was just recently added about 2 updates ago. He's been very broken for our girl Alicia Blanc, and I think you can also agree that the value that Tusk brings is just immense, immeasurable. The new meta is loving Tusk, so you should love Tusk just as well. So ranging from his attack, even if you just extract him, you can find a lot of value by not even upgrading him. So use him first. I think you can find very gracious value by using our boy Tusk, man. I don't regret getting Tusk. I don't regret upgrading him all the way to Elite Knight at all. So you guys definitely will not as well. Now, if we keep going forward, we can talk other shadows. We're talking our boy Tank. Now, the boy Tank, Chad, where do you think I'm gonna put the boy Tank? We're gonna go ahead and throw our boy Tank in the C rank tier. Now, Tank isn't a terrible shadow, but comparatively speaking, and even if we weren't comparatively speaking, talking about his, skills, he increases defense as a shadow authority. You're never going to use Tank first unless, defense becomes the new meta. Maybe if you're using Wu Jin Chul, an all defense team, then maybe when we get a DPS hunter that's based off of defense, but see, that doesn't make sense, right? So I personally don't ever use Tusk first or Tank first. And even when I do use Tank, his basic skill is just a quick little paralyze, right? If the paralyze was a little bit longer, then I think he bumps up to B tier, maybe A tier, depending on how long the stun is, how long we're talking as far as the stun goes. But if we keep on going, we're gonna talk about our boy Iron. Now, the boy Iron, he is going to get brought up all the way to the B tier. Now, Iron is a great shadow. If you play Solo Leveling Rise, if you know how shadows work, you're definitely taking Iron a good amount of the times, especially for the hunter side missions. Now, why so low though for our boy Iron? Don't get me wrong, his shadow authority is amazing, giving that HP boost, right? And actually, mid video, I'm gonna change my mind, man, because thinking about it, shadows and Iron is just too broken. I changed my mind midway through. His shadow authority is crazy good, especially for the tank hunters, the hunters that base off of HP. But I just remembered his skill that pertained to his shadow authority when you upgraded him to, I think it was Knight or above. He's giving shield to all of his shadows, so it helps your shadows actually stay on the field longer. So definitely me remembering that kind of just probably saved me from you guys raging at me in the comments. So hopefully, you guys, delete whatever comments you were just about to write. But yeah, the boy Iron is actually very cracked, and then not to mention his other basic skill gives you a defense decrease. So just broken all around. Lovely character to be using. Now, the boy CERBIE, chat, the boy CERBIE. We're gonna put the boy CERBIE in the B tier. Now, hear me out here, right? CERBIE needs some type of buff, or maybe he won't get buffed at all. Now, CERBIE is a good shadow. Don't get me wrong. CERBIE is a good shadow, chat, a very good shadow, and I think you should extract him, but I don't think you should upgrade him. And that's one of the only shadows on this list. Maybe Tank can also stand in that yeah, you should extract them, but you shouldn't upgrade them. So a shadow you shouldn't upgrade shouldn't be rated too highly on this list. Don't get me wrong. The damage increase effect that he does give as a basic skill makes him a liable shadow that you can rely on immensely, right? And it takes away the spotlight from being a primary shadow and just being a sub shadow. So he's a great sub shadow, but this isn't a tier list on sub shadows. It's about the overall shadow, and his crit hit damage is just too low for a shadow's authority. Make sure you guys extract them, but do not upgrade him, at least not till he gets his buff that he rightfully deserves. We got 2 left though. We got the boy Egress and we got the boy Blaze. The boy Egress is going all the way up to S tier. He is the best shadow to date. Now, I'm not gonna lie, before I made this video, I definitely just completed hard mode workshop of Brilliant Light, and Egress was going to go into the A tier. Now, if you watched a few of the live streams, I was struggling and I was using Tusk in the floor 25 for the Hunters, and for some reason, the second I switched to Egress, I beat it in 2 tries. So Egress, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't familiar with your game. I owe you an apology. But Egress, man, you rightfully deserve your spot as numero uno. He is the best shadow. He will always be the best shadow. And then last but not least, we got the boy Blaze. Now, where do you think Blaze would go? Chad, honestly, Blaze is going to go in that A tier. He's a good character. He's a good character, right? And, you know, he gives that attack boost, but he has no basic skills. He has no good obtained skills through his night effect. It just, Blades is a good shadow and he's just gonna boost attack and that's it. But you honestly would only have to use him if you're talking about the primary shadow. I don't see a reason to bring Blades as a sub shadow. There's absolutely zero reason to bring Blades if you're talking about sub shadows. So with that in mind, we're giving him the A tier. Again, a great shadow, only if you're gonna use him first. But remember, his shadow authority is attack percentage. Now, all the characters in the game don't base off of attack, right? There's several that base off of HP. There's some that even base off of defense. So a character as Blades can only be good depending on your lineup. Now, Egress is super versatile, so that's why he's getting the S tier. Tusk is also super versatile, and for the current meta in place, Tusk and Egress very much go hand in hand. I think these are the only 2 shadows I've ever been able to alternate with. Blades, of course, for the attack percentage and the attack base. And don't get me wrong, man, if we're talking just for attack hunters, this is probably what we're looking at as far as the tier list goes. But the boy Blaze, it just isn't enough right now. I'm not saying Blades is going to get a buff or a nerf, but these shadows are the best. C rank for tank, B rank for CERBIE, A rank for Blades and Iron, S rank for Egress and Tusk, man. And for the newest shadows, I'm not sure. It looks like there's a rock one and it looks like it's Kaizel. I'm not sure where they'll fit, but hopefully we get some broken buffs. And of course, guys, you know our boy Beru is coming eventually. So with that in mind, we are going to be getting a bunch of lovely new shadows. Who knows what the next shadow might be, but as it currently stands, man, which one of these shadows would you personally tell Netmarble to buff? Honestly, CERBIE for sure needs a buff, maybe Blades, and maybe Tank. But go ahead, leave down your thoughts and theories and comments below, man. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video on your way out, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that other good stuff, and be sure to join that Discord server, the No Good Mafia. And with that in mind, I am out. Y'all take care. Peace.